Hello, Master Joshua Goepfrich here from the Ambassador Martial Arts Christian Fellowship, and today what I want to talk to you about is the idea of how to present and learn a technique. It does not matter what the technique is. It does not matter what you're teaching. There is a process that needs to go into place, and there's a four-step process. You have concept, placement, speed, and power. And we get those out of order, especially as it doesn't matter what level you're in. We get them out of order because when we learn a new technique, we either want to be as fast as possible or as strong as possible, depending upon the person's bent on those things. But we forget that there is a concept, the big idea of what we're learning, where it goes, and most techniques have multiple places that it can be used and where it goes, and then speed that then translates into physical power as time progresses. So let's just use a single strike. I don't care if you're coming from here. You need to understand the big idea. The big idea is the bone alignment, and that there is a movement outward, forward to strike. That's the big idea of a basic punch, a basic strike, is there is a movement forward from the body to the opponent. You can get into all the nuances, but you're not there yet. Now understand, I'm talking to someone learning it, not someone who is teaching through all the nuances. When you're teaching to someone brand new, this would be a basic technique that you just need to explain to them. They're not going to understand in your style. Does it come here? Does it turn over? Is it what? They need to understand that these, in our style, these two knuckles strike the opponent. And they need to understand you don't want to be hyperextended. Those are the two things for the concept to a very beginning student of this technique. Is it goes out and the elbow is slightly bent and you strike with the knuckles, not with the flat of the hand in our style. In this particular technique, you're not twisting your arm down so that you're going to break your wrist. Everything needs to be straight. This is the concept. Okay? We could go broader to get a better idea. A basic high block. The big idea is you are blocking the head. That's the big idea. All right? Some nuances that are important to the big idea is you do not want your veins showing for the block, especially if they have a knife. You don't want the block so close to the head that when they block, you get hit. So these are big concepts, big ideas. Now, in striking, then you would move to placement. The placement, and this is very, very important, because as martial artists, we are so used to training together that very rarely do we train at home alone unless you're farther along in your martial arts. But you need to understand, at the beginning, you need to learn to physically think through placement while you're training with yourself, whether it's with a bag or with a tree or in your imagination. You need to see and understand some basic things inside and on the outside of the body. Where is this strike going? It's going to the solar plexus. You need to be able to say that. It's going to the third rib on the left side of my opponent. It's going to the bridge of the nose. It's coming down and it's coming straight over to the kidneys in the back. Understand where you're placing the strike. Once you have the big idea and you can move around with placement, and you need to say those things out loud when you're training. I am striking to, it's like calling your shots. I am striking to the solar plexus. I am striking to the bridge of the nose. If you use whatever style you use and you use the specific terms of the body, that's fine. If you don't know them and you're knowing general, that's fine, but know where you're going. Okay? Then you move on to speed. And the speed of the technique is different for every technique, and you need to learn what that may be. With the speed of a strike, part of the strike, as you learn and understand how this then goes back to the big idea. Now, as you're learning placement, you're learning more of the big idea. Then you come back into placement. Then you go to speed, and you're learning more of the big idea, the concept of what happens with speed now. When you strike with speed, there is a retraction that happens on a strike, so that there is that pullback, and understand that speed with that retraction starts building some kinetic energy. And so, again, we have other videos that talk about the wave energy and other things like that. And if you haven't seen those, probably because you're not a member of the AMACF yet, because some of our videos are for our members only. So you may want to just join the AMACF, which you can do by contacting us through our Facebook page. But lastly, there's the power. The power is the explosive that comes with all of these things in line. And for more on that, again, you need to talk to your instructor, or you need to become part of the AMACF as a member, and we'd be happy to walk through that with you. Again, subscribe to our YouTube channel, get over to our Facebook page, and follow us there. If you have any questions, reach out to us. Thank you so much for watching this.